All right, it being about 20 seconds to 6, I will call this meeting of the North Brookfield Board of Selectmen to order. It's June 20th. Welcome, everybody. If you all rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so tonight we don't have any minutes to approve. Go right to the warrants. I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 26 for $539,838.47. School warrant number 1065 for $86,589.61. General warrant number 1066 for $308,925.82. General warrant number 1067. This is for the school windows for $20,448.45. And CDBG NB 21 number 1068 for $12,752.53.
So moved.
I'll second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. We have transfers and reserve fund requests. And it looks like it's double-sided.
There's quite a few of those in the ones that need signature.
All right. All right, so the reserve fund request that we have is from the Council on Aging for purchase services, and the amount requested is $447.13 to be transferred to the purchase services account for Council on Aging to cover a negative balance and 5 invoices, which includes the energy invoice, technology for computers, Verizon Security, National Grid for the street light, and Charter Communications. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the reserve fund request.
So moved.
Second, any discussion?
Nope.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I will read through all these, and then if we question any of them, we'll do it during the, after the motions have been made. We'll try to do them all at once. So, these are requests for transfers of appropriations with restrictions. The first one is $971.58 from the election and census salary account to the Board of Selectmen Town Council account. Then we have $758.42 from Parks and Recreation to the Parks and Recreation Playground Supplies account to the Board of Selectmen account for general insurance to cover negative balance, addition of vehicles, and deductible for lawsuit. Next one's for $2,000 to be transferred from the Playground Recreation Purchase Services to the Board of Selectmen General Insurance account. Same thing, the addition of vehicles and deductible for lawsuit. Next one is for another $2,000 from the accountant's single audit account to the town council account to cover the balance of fees expected for fiscal year 23. Then we have $1,300 from the accountant's single audit account to the Board of Selectmen town offices expense to cover negative balance and increase in electricity and gas. $775 from election and census registrar's salary to the town council account $2,570 from the rail trail account to the telephone expense account. The telephone line item is underfunded. Then we have $553.37 from the rail trail account to the town council account. $800 from street lighting to the town council account. And then $12.32 from the townhouse oil account to the town council account. $8.22 from the Board of Selectmen supplies account to the town council account. And $160 from the townhouse electric to town council account. $284 from the townhouse purchase of services to the selectmen purchase of services. It's transferred money at the 5/5/23 special town meeting out of the wrong account. And then $505.78 from the townhouse oil heat to the townhouse repairs. And that was from a bill that got paid from the wrong account. So I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
I'll second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we've got the town administrator committee, search committee is meeting Monday night at 6:30, and we need a fifth member for that. Because one of the people that we selected last week turned us down. And I've talked to a few people, and I found someone that would be interested. It's Kirk Burnham. He's on the Cemetery Commission. And he's been on the Cemetery Commission for a long time. He's been the chair most of the time he's been on there. And he's been employed at a bank pretty much since he got out of high school. So he would be, I think he'd be a really good fit. He's apolitical, and that would round out the committee, because as a elected official, he wouldn't be answering to the town administrator. So I'll entertain a motion to appoint Kirk Burnham to the Town Administrator Search Committee.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Nope, I think he'd be a good fit. Okay. All right, motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So we have, if you have a copy of the agenda out there, we have a discussion on ARPA funds, but we don't have the balance yet. We're waiting to hear back on the balance for that, so we'll discuss that at our next meeting. Next thing is the BSC group and Complete Streets. That there, we're waiting to hear back on a project that Vibram was gonna be doing, and we don't know yet if they're gonna be doing it or not. So, when we hear back, we'll update that. So, request for resources, the film on Lake Lashaway-Final approval. It's been signed off. We gave it our initial approval. It's Barron's Cove, the film incorporated. There's gonna be about 75 people. The police chief signed off on it. Fire chief apparently doesn't need to. There will be a detail officer if needed. So we can give them our final approval now unless we have any issues. So I'll entertain a motion to sign the final approval for Barron's Cove, the film incorporated.
So moved.
Second, Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Nope.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is this the one, or is it good? All right. Just one signature? Okay. New business. Chris Dunphy.
Hello, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. We just prepared a lot of documents. We're going through the files. It's basically like a file cleanup effort, if you will, tonight. We'll be closing the FY19 grant, and we noticed that there were a couple extensions that were executed. We want to get those in the file. I'm here to answer any questions you have regarding the CDBG program. One thing I can tell you is we're opening bids for the senior center tomorrow.
Nice.
So, yep, for the roof. You know, but in doing that extra effort, there's an amendment in their pile for Clark and Green for redoing the plans and specifications and doing some of the roof evaluation, including some you know, testing that was done for the hazardous materials and all that jazz. You know, so they'll get a little extra there too. Just various amendments and extensions.
And these are just all things that we already did, they just didn't get signed?
Well, some of them, except, you know, like that Clark and Green amendment, most of them, yeah, with the exception of that Clark and Green amendment number 3.
Number 3.
So the one was missed, or I don't know what happened to one.
Okay. And number 3 is?
Number 3 is giving them more time
Okay.
and money for the additional work that they did, putting together the new plans and specifications and the
Okay.
bid documents and the hazardous material evaluation.
Okay.
What's the and more money? Is that in there?
What is it, like 6,000, I think?
Yeah, but it's coming out of grant funds.
It's a grant-funded project, so that the money will come out of the overall budget, you know, and we still think we'll have enough for the roof.
To do the roof, okay, that's what
Yeah, yeah.
the more
I'm-
take out of that.
I'm very optimistic, so I think by actually doing that evaluation, it cleared up a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
And that's what caused, we think, was part of the cause of the high bids the first time around, because bidders were unsure of what was up there. Now we know exactly what's up there, and it appears in their plans and specifications, and they know what they're getting into, so.
Okay, makes sense.
$6,626. Ian and I were kind of walking, you know, on each other's toes a little bit, but I'm gonna be the primary contact person moving
Okay.
forward and hopefully clean up some of the stuff as it occurs.
And the other extensions were for the renovations to residential housing.
Well, okay, let me see. This was before me, the FY19 program, and that was for the housing rehab and also the West Neighborhood Planning Study. So we went through the file in anticipation of future audits, and we noted that we never got, or Ian never sent numbers, what was it, 2, 5, and 6? So we just need those for the file. This is the extension between the town and Senior RPC. Those were for the FY19 program. The FY20 program, which is ongoing, that's an extension between you and the state.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
and once you get that, then you give us another one for us.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the last.
And
one-
unfortunately, like Clark and Green, we can't give him another extension beyond June 30th because we need to get the approval from the state. So within a few weeks,
Right.
you're gonna get another extension for
Okay.
Clark and Green, once we get the state approval.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of hoops we have to go through.
Is there a good bid list for the roof? over
Yeah,
there?
we had over 12 people
Oh, good.
sign out the documents.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, we did not have a big turnout at the walkthrough, which was a week or so ago.
Yeah.
There were only 3 contractors that participated,
Yeah.
but because they participated, everyone benefits from the questions that were asked.
Right.
And we put that out in an addendum to all plan holders.
Mhm.
So I'm hopeful. It's
Excellent.
not a complicated project, it looks like. I've been up on the roof myself a few times, and
Yeah.
I think, personally, I'm not an expert here, so don't, hold me to this, but I don't know how they're gonna separate the fine little membrane of asbestos from all the other stuff. I bet you they're just gonna take it all off and all put it in the hazmat thing and
Probably.
just get rid of it. Yeah.
Right.
And then the last one is the first bill for the Mount Pleasant Street.
Right, so that's the FY '21 grant with, doing a design work for, the water main replacement on, Mount Pleasant. Well, actually, the design is comprehensive. So
Right.
Haley Ward is designing everything on that street, the roads, the sidewalks, the water, any sewer improvements, okay? But the construction will be phased. We'll only
Right.
have enough to do the water line first, and then the next grant will pursue the rest of the street.
they'll
So you
just
have to
patch-
leave it as a trench patch for
Patch it.
a little while, yeah.
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 I will entertain signing. I'll entertain a motion to sign the fiscal year 20 Clacton Green Amendment 1, fiscal year 20 Clacton and Green Amendment 3, fiscal year 20 grant extension request to the state, fiscal year 21 town to CMRPC extension request, fiscal year 19 town to CMRPC amendments 2 through 6, and fiscal year 21 Haley Ward's invoice for Mount Pleasant.
So,
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
I think Chris covered it.
Yep, so unfortunately, we did have to sit out a year because, we didn't spend enough money to apply for the 22-23, but you'll be right for a grant, in March, when it becomes available. And that presumably, unless you have other priorities, we're presuming that would be phase 2 of the Mount Pleasant Street.
Right, excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Want to read the fire chief's report while doing this?
That's it.
There he is.
Oh, okay. North Brookfield Fire Department, Chief Joe Holloway, monthly reports, May in packet. Reports submitted for months of March and April. We have received a couple new applications. They are being put through fireground training at this time. We have been very busy working on grants for the department along with grants for the station rebuild. Training center has been getting some upgrades to it. The center continues to be very busy. The dive team has been training at the town beach. We are working on full development of a quick response dive team for the area. Fire prevention is conducting all fire alarm tests at the schools, and they continue to be very busy. Thank you for all the support of this department. Incidents are on the following pages. Thank you. The May incidents. Incident type is 100, fire other, there was 1. Incident type 111, building fire, there were 2.
Thank you so much.
Incident type 131, passenger vehicle fire, there was 1. Brush and grass mixture fire, there was 1. Medical assist EMS crew, there were 5. Motor vehicle accident with injuries, there was 1. Motor vehicle accident with no injuries, there were 2. Attempted burning illegal action, there was 1. False alarm or false call, there were 2. Malicious, mischievous, false call, there was 1. System malfunction, there was one. Smoke detector activation due to malfunction, there were 3. CO detector activation due to malfunction, there was 1. Smoke detector activation, no fire, unintentional, there were 2. Total number of district incidents, there were 24. That was it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Chris.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the Chief Hallway's monthly report for May.
So moved.
I'll second. Any discussion?
Nope.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right. Next thing is the continued lease of the town offices in the Duncan block. The term is 3 years, beginning July 1st. And the contract lease agreement has not changed. It's $35,239.44, and that's for all 3 years. So I'll entertain a motion to sign the town offices lease.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next thing we have is the ambulance services contract. And then the only thing I believe is different is the addendum to the contract. It says the town of North Brookfield agrees to pay an additional $68,000 for the period beginning July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 to the North Brookfield Emergency Medical Squad, NBEMS, for advanced life support services. This shall be paid to NBEMS in 2 payments, $34,000 on or about July 1st, 2023 and January 1st, 2024. So, and North Brookfield EMS will pay East Brookfield Fire Department the sum of $34,000 in 2 payments of $17,000 to secure mutual aid ALS for North Brookfield. All right.
What's the original number?
So that addendum has been there for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
The only change for this year is they did go up $20,000 in the original contract. It used to be $50,000, now it's $70,000, so taking on more EMT.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But everything else is the same as it has been year after year.
Okay, well, it says it agrees to pay an additional.
Right,
That's for
that addendum was added some
Yeah.
years past,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
for ALS.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I see. Number 3 here. 70,000?
Yep.
All right. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to sign the contract for ambulance services.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? No?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. All right, public comment period. All right, 2 minutes.
I am calling on my fellow townspeople to join us in a peaceful, patriotic standout against the child grooming attack on our children, namely the drag queen event. Meet us in the little park this Saturday at 11:30 a.m., where we will then walk over to Grove Street across from the Common to stand on the public sidewalk to peacefully protest. The key words are peaceful and patriotic, so bring your American flags, signs, etc. If we can't stand up against this, what do we stand for? The children are our future. A society who cannot protect their children has no future.
All right. Thank you. Anybody else? All right, announcements. The Coalition for Healthy North Brookfield offering childcare services. Is that you?
That is us.
Okay, so, do you wanna announce whatever it is you wanna?
Sure. So we.
Cause I don't have, all I have is that
Yep.
you're gonna, so, you're up.
Okay, so we've opened a center, Amelia K. Hope Center.
Okay.
On 173 Main Street in town. So we're offering childcare services during the televised Board of Selectmen meetings from 5:45 till 7 o'clock, or a few minutes after the Board of Selectmen meeting ends. For any folks who want to take advantage of childcare services so that they can be more involved in town
Okay,
meetings.
and I assume you have all the credentials you need to,
So we have, we've opened an account with the state so that we can do query checks. We've query checks all the volunteers. They'll be working with the children.
okay. Did you have anything else?
Not at this time.
All right,
If there's
thank
any
you.
other questions for anybody, we're here to answer any questions.
Is that place handicap accessible?
It is not, that whole block is not handicap accessible. So if you look in that whole building block there.
Right.
It is not.
How can we have some kind of a center if it's not handicap accessible? I'm just asking the question.
Sure.
Because
So-
I don't think anything's grandfathered anymore for handicap. If you open a place or rent a place, it needs to be handicap accessible.
So what is that the same rules for everybody in that
They
block?
all should be handicap accessible, and Mr. Jafari should know that.
Okay.
If somebody calls the state, there's gonna be a problem over there. I
Okay.
understand when he bought the building, because I had talked with him originally,
Mhm.
and he was gonna build some type of a boardwalk over there. Never happened, and he just keeps renting and renting. Somebody's gonna get hurt over there or be excluded from going into one of those businesses because they're not handicap accessible.
Right, so we're just renting the space at this point.
Are there plans on making it
I'm on the
handicap?
downtown development committee. Part of their complete streets is to make that whole sidewalk area.
Yeah, that's
accessible.
down the road.
Down the
though.
road.
Because right now, the Downtown Development Committee is working on the other side of the street, so, but, and we don't know when we'll get another grant for that, hopefully soon, but that's still something that, you know, it's not up to them, it's up to the landlord.
No, I know, but he should be made aware that it's not, you know, you can't keep renting like that.
Right,
I mean, I'm not part of his business, so I can't really.
right. Okay, thank
You
you.
know, if the town wants, I don't know if it's within the town's jurisdiction to file a complaint or lodge a concern with the landlord, I'm not really sure how that would work. You guys would probably know more about that than I would.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
I
Oh, right.
would like to
Through-
know.
Through the chair. Through
Oh,
the-
sorry. I would like to know if they are licensed for childcare through the state.
You don't need to be licensed to provide.
You don't?
No.
Not at a community center?
Okay.
It's the same way as the people that provide childcare through the school and the after-school program, they're not licensed as a childcare program.
Tina?
I would just like to point out that the school situation is different because it's an educational place. It's different than a community center.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Duly noted. All right, anybody else? You gonna go?
I get 2 minutes?
Or one?
We're gonna start going through the storage units down on Donovan Road. So if you haven't paid, Ashley and I have been talking about this, and we talked about it at previous meetings. If you haven't paid for your storage unit, and we don't know who you are that's in the units, because there's a lot of them with stuff in them, we're gonna start going through them. Letters are going out to the ones that we know that haven't paid, and I think we're giving them 30-day notice to pay up or get out. That's one of the things, and then we're gonna go through town council and make sure that we can do this, but whatever's in there is gonna be discarded or whatever. I already did. Brandon, thank you for mowing the little park over here. I just didn't get to it this week. And the rail trail is gonna need some attention shortly. I haven't been able to get down there myself, but I'm gonna grab my volunteers and anybody else that wants to go down with brush cutters, weed whackers. The sides are starting to grow up on this, onto the rail trail. And we have to get I'm moving the gravel as I can to flatten it out in the spots where National Grid made a mess last year when they did the trimming. But other than that, I think that's gonna be it. We have 2 parties this weekend, one on the Common and one down at Common Grounds. Hopefully it all goes well at both of them. And I also wanna remind everybody about the 4th of July parade and event that's gonna happen on Saturday, July 1st. Parade starts over here, the fire department's getting that going for us, and it's gonna go around the bend and meet at the playground. That'll be July 1st. That's it.
All right. All right, that brings us to the end of our meeting. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.